Thank you, Glenda. Yeah, the Contrarian panel was created a number of months back, and the goal is simply to get us to look at life a little differently than what we typically do. And so in our question today, and this is, I'm going to introduce the panel here first to allow them to introduce themselves.
Richard Terry, Accolade Kitchen and Bath.
Lisa Oxenhandler, HR partner for Ideal Workplaces.
Andy Magnus, Proactive Tax Pros.
Thank you. So, our goal is to look at life a little bit differently. So early in my business, I heard a speaker who said, you can do anything wrong in your business. You can have the wrong strategy. You can target the wrong customer base. You can make all the wrong employee choices. You can do virtually everything wrong, but you will be successful if you persevere. So the question for you today, and you can discuss this at your table in whatever size groups that you want, or individually if you prefer, is that true? Is perseverance the key? And if so, what is it that helps you persevere through the inevitable challenges that we all face? Okay, you'll have 2 minutes for that exercise. Sounds like a lot of lively discussions going on there. Okay, so in true contrarian fashion, instead of turning to the panel, we're going to start with the audience. So what did you discover from that discussion? Is number one, is perseverance the key or a key? And if so, how do you help yourself persevere during the difficult times? Yes, sir.
No, I think perseverance is very important, but I think it's just a piece of the puzzle. It's not the ultimate item out there that's going to make you successful in what you do. It's your quality of work, it's your dedication. I mean, there's other factors that are also a piece of that puzzle, but it's not just perseverance.
Good, good. Who else? Karen?
If learning lessons, when you're making all those mistakes, if perseverance means you're also learning and doing things differently, then yes.
Okay, good. So the fact that you're learning as the part of the process makes it easier to persevere because you're gaining that knowledge and the ability to deal with other situations in the future.
A couple of things we talked about was being focused, staying focused, because we can get so sidetracked. And we decided that Karen was the queen of the unsinkable Molly Brown, because she has been through some major upsets, and she's just continued to plow. So I think that.
Okay, so maintaining focus and keeping that focus helps us persevere. Good. Any other thoughts? Over here? Yeah.
So we had much of the same thoughts as the others, but another component of what we discussed was persevering in the proper direction. So really being smart about where you're persevering. So if you're making wrong choices, are you really analyzing and making sure that you're headed in the right direction to continue to persevere? Because there's ideas that are best to make the decision to stop that and maybe pursue something else. So just being smart about what you're persevering and not just doing it blindly.
Okay, great. So not just persevering for the sake of persevering, right? Very good. Other thoughts? Les?
One of my favorite quotes from Calvin Coolidge: "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence or perseverance. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent."
Okay, very good. Sarah? Yeah?
I think we also talked about purpose and vision. So I think you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. And I think that you have to have the bigger vision in your mind that is a creative kind of element that that helps you realize when something isn't working, and that helps you not give up when when you've hit your head against the wall, and be open to the window that's
So
available.
understanding the why behind what you're doing can help sustain you during that time period. Very good. Other thoughts? Okay, with that, I'm going to turn it over to our panelists. Here, Terry. Richard, I'm sorry.
Thank you. There's three things that I could say in my life that kind of set me apart or kind of gave me more perseverance. I'm going to say in 7th grade, I attended a high school which is 7th through 12th, and I went out for the football team, and I was in the junior team, and I was the third string of the junior team, and always in the locker room, the older classmates would always pick us and make fun of us and stuff like that. And I went to my dad and I said, "Dad, I want to quit." He says, "They're making fun of me. I'm not, playing or whatever." And he says, "Terry's don't quit." So that was the first thing in my life. The second thing is, I guess when I was going through OCS in the Army, and we were in Fort Benning, Georgia, and if anybody knows about that, they have this mile track that's macadam blacktop. And if anybody told me I could run 15 miles in 100-degree temperature, I'd say they're out of their minds. We had 126 people in our group. 8 people dropped out with heat exhaustion, went to the hospital. I was one of 12 that made that run. How did I do that? I just said, I'm going to die before I quit. So the other thing was in my business. I started in 06, December. 07 was a great year. 08 was disastrous. 09 was disastrous. 010 was disastrous. And I'd made up my mind then, if I could persevere, get through this couple years, I know that I will be successful, and I have been. Thank you.
Good.
For me, yes and no, as far as perseverance. I think when I first got into business for myself, I persevered, but I persevered for survival. I chased a lot of purple squirrels, shiny objects. I didn't have that focus. So once I added the focus and realized I can be a success, that turned things around. So I think perseverance and focus are what it takes.
Gosh, it's, being last, it's all been said pretty much, except that, perseverance is important if you're persevering at the right thing. Like you want to persevere at banging your head against the wall is probably not useful. But again, having the focus, learning, and really success consists of getting up one more time than you've fallen down.
Good, thank you. And, I'm kind of in alignment here with Lori because to me, perseverance isn't really a characteristic in and of itself, but to me, it's a byproduct of desire. And when we look at perseverance that way and we're struggling to persevere in something, I think the question we need to be asking ourselves, is this really what we want? Is this the why that's powerful enough to keep us going? And if not, then indeed, maybe we shouldn't persevere. Thank you for your insights. It's been great.